Hi, welcome to our time together. We're going to start off grounding ourselves. So go ahead, lay out your mat, make sure you have a proper room around you, making sure that you don't have anything that might harm you or hurt you. And go ahead and get into an easy seated position. All right. Once you're in an easy seated position, allowing your hands to come to your sides, palms can face up or down. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze. Find what works for you. And begin to clear the mind, keeping your focus on your breath, noticing the inhale, breathing in fresh, clean oxygen through your nose, and exhale, releasing. Inhale, breathing in, and exhale, releasing, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Breathing in and releasing. Noticing where your mind is going in this moment, and allowing it to be redirected back to the breath pattern. It's easy to allow a thought to enter our mind and then take us on a little journey. But ultimately, you have the control over your thoughts. You can redirect them to the present moment, allowing those thoughts that come into your mind. Maybe it's a to-do list. It's always going to be there. So think of it as a passing cloud and refocus to the breath, connecting to that breath, noticing the inhale and noticing the exhale. Turning our gaze now to our posture, as if there's a string going from the crown of the head all the way down the back and out the tailbone. Noticing your posture, noticing if your spine is being supported. Breathing in and release. Now noticing the parts of the body that are connected to the mat, knowing that they're connected due to gravity, and gravity is there to support us. Breathing in fresh, clean oxygen, and exhale, release. Now, for those that would like, if you would like to set an intention, a word, a mantra, whatever you would like for your practice today, maybe nothing at all, maybe stillness. Allowing your hands to come all the way up overhead, palms will begin to touch. Exhale, bringing them to heart center. On an inhale, breathing in that intention, allowing it to come into your mind's eye. On an exhale, allowing the crown of the head to come forward, sealing that intention. Inhale, return back to center. Exhale, hands returning to the sides. And if you'd like, if your eyes are closed, slowly opening them and coming back into the room. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Gaze is going to follow. Exhale, left hand's going to come down, right hand's going to come across, opening up the right side body and keeping that right hip planted firmly. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling if able. Maybe even walk that hand out a little. Inhale, back up, arms, bicep to ears, arms stretching up. Right hand's going to come down this time. Left hand stretch across, making sure that left hip stays grounded, rooted, and secure. Opening up the left side body if you would like, walking that right hand out a little bit more. Making sure that you have a proper spine. Inhale, bringing your arms back up. Exhale, bringing them back to your sides. Inhale, gaze goes up, biceps to ears. Exhale, right hand coming onto the left knee, left hand going behind you, opening up through the collarbone, making sure that you're not caving your chest forward, but you're expanding it, allowing space to be created both in the side body as well as in the upper body. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, opposite side. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind your hip. Connecting to the breath, opening and expanding across the chest. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Let's take that right hand down to the right side again. Left hand stretching across, opening up the side body. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, left hand down, right hand stretches open across. Breathing here. And inhale back up into center. Hands coming back to the hips. Let's go ahead and extend our legs all the way out. Feet are flexed, legs are active, spine is straight. Hands can come to your sides, engaging that core, looking straight ahead. And if your feet are flexed and your legs are active and your core is engaged, you are feeling this. Breathing in and exhale. All right, release. Left leg go out to the left side, right leg coming in closer to the side of the thigh. And we'll go ahead and allow our left hand to come to our shin maybe. Maybe you go to the ankle, maybe you go all the way to the toes. Find what works for you today. We've already opened up our side body a little bit, so if you'd like, you can allow that hand to lift up, stretching across. Maybe you want to stay in one location, or you could allow it to come down onto the opposite arm and fold into it. Breathing here. Inhale, maybe you lift up a little bit, and on your exhale, you deepen once more. And release that. Switching the sides, right leg's going to go all the way out to the right side. Foot flex, leg active, left sole of the foot coming in closer to the right thigh. Right hand can come to your shin, maybe to your ankle, maybe all the way to the toes. Find what works for you. And again, if you did it on the opposite side, do it to this side. Taking that opposite arm, stretching it across. Find where you were on the opposite side if possible. And maybe you fold into it. Breathing here, taking a breath in. And exhale. Breathing in. Maybe this time you lift up on the inhale, and on your exhale, you deepen a little further. Right. And releasing, taking an exhale out, maybe even a little bit of a sigh, an audible exhale. Bringing the soles of the feet in to meet one another, opening up the hip area. And maybe you stay like so with a strong supported spine, or maybe you fold into it. Opening up the hips before we start really warming ourselves up. Inhale, lifting back up. Okay, so we should be a little bit more open and expanded. Let's go ahead and take the arms all the way up overhead, biceps to ears once more. Exhale, bringing them back down. Placing our palms onto the mat, coming into tabletop position. Palms strong and secure. Wrists are in line with elbow, elbow in line with the shoulder. Engaging that core, ensuring that your spine is straight. Your gaze should be directly on the mat. And your hips should be the same distance of your knees. So knees are about hip width distance apart. Taking a breath here, and on an inhale, allowing yourself to come up into your cow posture. Gaze comes forward. Exhale, chin coming into chest. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, chin to chest, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, coming into stillness, taking a standard tabletop position. All right, so we're going to take our left arm, extend that left arm all the way out in front of you. Gaze still remains at the center of the mat. So ensure that your spine is supported by having an engaged core. Exhale, bring that arm underneath the right arm, coming down for threading the needle. If you'd like, you can extend that right arm all the way out in front of you as well. Breathing here, taking an inhale in. Exhale, right hand's going to come in front of the face, lifting the body up. Left arm extends back out, coming back into center. Right arm extending all the way out, taking a breath in, noticing where the body might be taking on more weight, checking in, making sure you're properly aligned. On an exhale, right hand's going to come down, slowly allowing that shoulder to come onto the mat. Left arm can extend out if you did it on the opposite side. . Breathing here, great big breath in. And on an exhale, left hand's going to come back to its home. Right arm's going to extend back out. Hands are going to come back in, reset. Left leg's going to extend all the way back behind you. So that foot's engaged, that leg's engaged, that core's active. Notice how that feels. All right, great. Taking that foot, bringing it back down, meeting its counterpart. Right leg extends all the way back. Leg is active, foot is flexed, core is engaged. Eyes are on the mat. All right, exhale, bring that knee back down. Right arm extends out. And as we do so, let's set that back left leg as well, balancing on the hand and the leg, the grounded hand and the grounded leg. The fingertips are an extension of the toes, so check in there. One straight line, engaging that core. Breathing here, holding a little longer. Taking the elbow, bringing it into the knee, extending back out. Elbow, bring it into the knee. Inhale, extend it back out. One more. Elbow into the knee, extending it back out. Right hand comes down, left leg comes down. Same thing, opposite side. Left hand stretches out, right leg backs itself out. And noticing the weight distribution as well in the hand and the leg, the grounded hand and the grounded leg. And the fingertips of the left fingers and the toes, one straight extension. Engage that core. Make sure those abs are supporting the spine. Breathing in. And exhale, bring the elbow into the knee. Inhale, extending it out. Exhale, bringing it in. Inhale, extending it out. One more. Inhale, bring it in, or exhale, bring it in. And extend it back out, allowing the hand and the leg to return back to center. Allowing our tailbone to come down onto our ankles for child's pose. Breathing in here. And exhale, maybe you allow the hands to walk out a little bit further, allowing the spine, allowing the back to get a little bit of a massage. Any moment at any time, you can always come to child's pose. Maybe reconnecting to your breath, maybe thinking back on your intention that you set. Maybe not. Left hand's going to come out to the left side, right hand's going to follow, opening up that side body once more. Inhale, back into center. Exhale, right hand comes out, left hand comes out, opening up the left side body now, checking in, making sure that left hip doesn't lift up. Inhale, back to center. Letting out a breath, and on an inhale, lifting back up to tabletop. Great. We're going to go ahead, tuck our toes. Before we go into our first downward facing dog, let's go ahead and just lift the knees up ever so slightly. So holding there, engaging the core. Maybe even coming back a little bit, kind of modified puppy pose. And when you're ready, coming up into your first downward facing dog, getting any wiggles out that you might need. Opening up those hamstrings and quads, maybe shifting the weight forward, doing what you need to do. Listen to your body. Great. Inhale. Now we'll shift our weight forward for a high plank. Ensure that your core is engaged. Slowly lower, allowing those elbows to stay close to the body, untucking those toes, and lifting up into a cobra, baby cobra, or full up dog. Exhale, back in a downward facing dog. Lifting the back left leg, let's lift it up. Go ahead and open up the hips, allowing that leg to bend. Awesome. Bringing that knee into center and shifting it back. Bring that knee into center, shifting it back. Bring that knee into center, and this time planting the foot there. Opening up, allowing that back leg. So back leg is going to open up. Foot is going to be parallel to the short edge of your mat. When you feel good, you can rotate up into warrior two, bending into that knee, making sure you can see the tips of your toes. Engaging the core. Breathing here. Holding this. Right hand goes down. Left arm opens up the side body. Make sure you keep that bend in the front leg. Inhale, back to warrior two. Looking over those fingertips. Take a great big breath in. And on an exhale, left hand coming down, right arm stretching across. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling. Make sure that that knee stays firm and planted. You have about a 90-degree bend there. Big breath in. Exhale. Back to warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Left hand coming down. Right arm stretching up towards the side. Gaze goes up. Try to see if you can get your spine a little bit straighter. The goal is not to touch the ground. The goal is to have a good, strong, straight, supported spine. Your body in alignment. Exhale, coming back up. Hands come to our hips. Let's go ahead and come into a wide-legged fold. Taking a breath in here. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, allow them come back to your sides. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, back to our sides. Hands coming onto our hips. Slowly lower down if you would like. And once you get there, hands can come onto the mat. Taking a breath in. And maybe you lift up a little bit, and maybe you deepen it a little bit more. Maybe you want to walk out to the left side, come back to center, and walk out to the right side, and back to center. Inhale, lifting up, allowing your spine to be straight. Hands come to the hips, pushing the earth away. Awesome. All right. Coming back up to the top of your mat, find what works for you. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, it's swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands coming onto the mat. Step, hopper, jump back into high plank. Slowly lower our knees, chest, and chin. Bringing the elbows into our sides and lifting up to cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Again, find what works for you today. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here, walking out your dog. All right. Right leg's now going to come back. Opening up the hips here, bending that leg. Taking a breath here. And bringing that knee forward to center and extending it back. Knee coming into center. Extending it back. And knee coming into center, this time allowing that foot to plant. Left foot is going to rotate, so it is now parallel to the short edge of the mat. And when you're ready, lifting up into warrior two. Gaze going over the tips of those right fingertips. Taking a breath in here, holding this stance strong and secure. Noticing the earth beneath you, allowing your consciousness to go to the feet. Noticing what that feels like. Grounded, secure, rooted. Taking a big breath in, and right hand's going to go down, left hand's going to go down the left leg, right hand's going to come up over top, opening up, creating space in the body. Big breath in, exhale, coming forward, holding here. And again, maybe you let your consciousness go to your feet, or maybe you pay attention to what's directly in front of you, over those fingertips. Big breath in, and exhale, right hand's coming down, left hand stretching up and across, creating space in the body. Inhale, coming back up, arms straight now. Big breath in, and extending that right leg. So now it is straight. Allowing that right hand to flip, palm facing forward, and Trikonasana. Again, see if you can get that spine to be straight and supported. Connecting to the breath, gaze is up on the ceiling. Inhale, back into center. Hands coming to our hips. Let's go ahead and bring the legs in a little bit. And the feet are going to face outward. So they're facing out to the corners of your mat. And as they face out, bringing our hands, inhale, allowing the hands to come overhead. Exhale, bringing them back to our sides. Gaze can come down as well. Inhale, gaze can go up, biceps to ears. And exhale. All right, this time as we inhale, we're going to allow the legs to bend and the arms can come and be at 90, giving ourselves a opening of the hips, taking a breath in and exhale, release, maybe sink a little bit deeper. Maybe you extend out on an inhale and on an exhale, you fold into it. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you do this at your own breath pattern, or maybe you just hold it, noticing that there is some comfort in the discomfort. Taking a breath in, maybe sinking a little bit deeper, and extending all the way out. Hands coming overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Great. Walking the feet in to meet one another. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead, gaze can follow. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, folding forward. And this time, allowing the legs to straighten maybe, and just dangle here for a moment, ragdolling it out. Maybe hands come to your elbows. Maybe they rock side to side. Find what works for you today. Maybe you shake your head yes, maybe you shake your head no. And slowly coming all the way up into a standing position. Once you get to the top, allowing the shoulders to lift up and back, creating some expansion. Hands come to the sides. So finding our tree pose, taking the right foot, planting it on the earth, finding your drishti, finding that item outside yourself that has an external reference point that is unmovable and unchanging. We use the external until we can cultivate it into the internal. So finding that stillness, maybe you lift the toes, maybe just consciously notice where the foot is touching the mat. And engaging that leg, making sure it's active, engaging your core, lifting the shoulders up and back, creating some expansion and space in the upper body. And then placing that foot maybe on an ankle, maybe on the shin, maybe on your knee, or maybe all the way up your thigh. Find what works for you again. Every day is a different day. And your hands, once you've gotten your posture, can come to your sides, can come to heart center, or can be fully extended out. Maybe smile. All just invitations. This is your practice and your mat. So maybe that means you're just in child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, hands come over the head. If you are in full tree, exhale, bringing them to heart center and allowing that left leg to come down onto the earth, releasing the right. Left leg's turn now. Left leg becomes rooted, grounded. So maybe you lift the toes up. Maybe you feel the earth beneath the foot. Engaging that leg, making sure it's active, engaging your core, lifting the shoulders up and back just to create some expansion in the upper body. And when you're ready, right foot can come to your ankle, maybe comes to your shin, or maybe comes, sorry, I have a cut in my leg, so I don't want to hurt it. Maybe it comes all the way up to the thigh. So find what works for you today and make sure that if you do it on one side, you try to keep it the same on the other. Trying really hard not to touch my cut and it's making me nervous, so sorry. Don't watch me. I am not the drishti. I am a movable and changeable object for sure. All right. Bringing your hands to heart center once you find your stillness and maybe you extend it all the way up. Obviously, the sides are okay, so if they're down here, that's fine too. Breathing in, connecting to the breath. Big inhale in. And inhale, bringing the hands directly overhead, meeting each other. And on an exhale, bringing them to heart center and releasing there. Inhale, let's go ahead. Allow the hands to touch at the very top. Maybe you give yourself a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands are going to come onto the mat. Let's take that left leg back and let's allow that right foot to come gracefully onto the earth for pigeon. Maybe you walk that left leg back out a little bit. Maybe you bring that right foot closer to the body. Find what your body is telling you. Some days our hips are open, some days they don't want to be open. So connecting to your body and your inner landscape. And you can allow yourself to be perched up like so, or making sure that your spine is supported, so maybe your core is engaged as well. Or if you would like, coming onto the forearms, again, making sure your spine is being supported, making sure the body stays in alignment. Then maybe you want to come all the way down. Breathing here, maybe taking a moment really to connect to the present moment, connect to the breath, connect to your intention. Making sure that if there's any kind of discomfort, that you put your safety first, but also that you are allowing your body to loosen up, connecting to the breath. When you take an inhale in, maybe you just consciously notice that the exhale, you release a little bit of that tension, a little bit of that gripping, a little bit of that need to control, whether that's your physical body or some thought or emotion that you're carrying with you today. All right, hands coming onto the mat, allowing that back toe to tuck, lifting that back leg. Right leg's now going to come back to meet the left. So you're in a high plank, and now taking that left leg, bringing it forward, letting that right knee to come down, letting those right toes to come down. Position the leg appropriately for you. Maybe that means that the foot comes up further. Maybe that means the foot comes back further. Maybe you notice that one side is a little bit more flexible than the other, noticing the difference on the sides. Left versus the right side. And if you'd like, you can stay perched up like this, ensuring that the spine is supported. Or maybe you come down onto your forearms again, always making sure our spine and body is in alignment. You're not putting too much pressure on that back left hip. The actual hip should feel that they have the equal amount of pressure. There's not one taking on more weight than the other. But the left hip flexors are opening up and they're expanding. Breathing in here. Again, this is a great opportunity to connect to your breath, connect to your intention, or maybe notice where you're holding on or gripping or feeling the need of control in your life. Maybe whether that's your body, whether that's a thought, a feeling. Breathing in fresh, clean oxygen and releasing. Another big breath in, expanding the belly. And releasing, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. If you're forward folded, go ahead and perch up. Tucking those toes, lifting that leg, letting that left leg to meet the right. We're going to come down onto our back. So getting there at your own pace. Maybe that means going into tabletop and then rotating over as I just did. And as you're going down onto our backs, allowing those knees to come in closer to your chest. And rocking side to side. Taking a big breath in and allowing the feet to come onto the mat. Hands can come to our sides. See if you can touch your ankles. Great. Palms are going to face down. We're going to push the earth away with the soles of our feet and energetically pull in those thighs to meet one another, coming up into a bridge pose. Breathing here, connecting to your breath. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lifting up. And you can stay like this, or if you would prefer to do a more of a breath pattern where you exhale coming to the earth and inhale, lift up. Find what works for you. Maybe you do a little bit of both, a combo. And taking a breath in here. And on your exhale, everybody coming down. Right leg's going to come over left, avoiding the knee and avoiding the ankle. Pulling in that left leg if you so choose, interlacing around the thigh. And exhale, left foot comes down, right foot comes down. Let's take the left leg, bring it over the right. And bringing in that right leg, bring it into chest. Interlacing if you did it on the opposite side. And again, maybe you notice there's a difference on one side versus the other. Great. Right leg's going to come down. Left leg is going to follow. And let's go ahead, extending the arms all the way up overhead, extending the legs all the way down to the earth. Full body stretch. Great, and release. Taking a breath in and exhale. Another great big inhale, full body stretch if you would like. And exhale, release. Right hand's going to come down to the right side. Left hand's going to come down to the left side. Palms can face up or down, your choice. And right leg's going to go to the right side and left leg's going to go to the left side. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. You can soften your gaze. Coming into our final posture together, Shavasana. It's so important that once you get the heart rate up, that you also remind yourself that it is time to rest. Rest and relaxation. And no rush. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. And eventually, if you would like to end together, you can go ahead and roll over to the left side, taking a moment here again, not rushing at all. And once you've been here on the left side, coming up into an easy seated position, crossing those legs if that's what that means for you today. Allowing the eyes to remain closed or softened, hands lifting all the way up overhead on an inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering. And may the thoughts, words, and action of our own lives bring about that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we won't have any classes, I don't believe, because of the holidays, up until our next in-person. So in person, I believe the whole gym in-person classes start January 4th. And I think our first meeting is actually the 6th. I will make sure to get you confirmation for sure, but I wanted to let you all know in advance. We are going to start back up for real this time in person on or about the first week in January. So just a little heads up. All right. Thank you so much and see you soon.